Aquascaping is a beautiful hobby, but it's also an expensive hobby. That's why today I want to share 5 tips that will allow you to have an amazing aquascape while saving thousands. We'll go over how to fill a huge aquarium with only a couple of plants, and even how to find free aquarium equipment. If that sounds intriguing, then this video is for you. I wanted to start with this one because it can literally save you thousands of dollars. For a few months now, I've been working on a new grow room to scale up and be able to sell more plants. About time, right? But a new room means I need a lot of new equipment: glass tanks, lights, soil, and CO2 gear. Just last week, I managed to do something really cool. I got 7 20-pound CO2 cylinders completely for free. These things usually cost over $200 each. I found them by using an app where people sell their stuff. Even though the gear is used, most of it is in great condition. You can really see the genuine love people have for this hobby on these apps. A lot of people list things for a very low price or even for free, simply because they don't want to see good equipment go to waste. It's clear they don't necessarily need the money. They just want to find someone who will care for their equipment and actually use it. Aquarium equipment is notoriously expensive, so if you can find deals like this, you should take them. Think about those CO2 cylinders. Where I live, the only way to refill them is to go to a welding supply shop and swap your empty cylinder for a full one. If I bought a brand new cylinder, I'll be swapping it for an all-used one anyway. Now, I'm swapping a free used cylinder for a full used one. It's a total win-win. I've been able to buy good lights, glass tanks, and so much more for a fraction of the price this way. I won't mention a specific app because it depends on where you live, but whether it's a local marketplace or a neighborhood app, it is worth checking out. If you're starting a new aquarium, buying enough plants to fill it up can be really expensive. So try this instead. Buy only a few of each plant species you want to use. Once you get them, don't plant them right away. Float them in your aquascape instead. This way, they are closer to the light and get CO2 directly from the surface, while pulling nutrients from the water. Wait about a week until the plants look healthy and strong, and then the next thing you are going to do is cut them. Now, this is very important. Don't cut them immediately after they arrive. They are often weak from shipping, and cutting them too soon can do a lot of damage. Floating them for that first week lets them regain their strength. Once they are ready, then we cut them into a bunch of 3-inch pieces. Plant those pieces directly into your substrate. New shoots will start growing from each one, and you'll have a fully grown tank in just a few weeks. Using this method, you can take 15 stems and turn them into hundreds of new healthy plants. Keep in mind, this works best with stem plants since they grow easily, even without roots after being cut. Also, remember that an aquarium with only a few plants is more likely to have algae problems. Make sure you have a good algae cleanup crew in place while you wait for the plants to fill in. That way, they can take care of any algae that starts showing up, and you won't get out of control. Overall, if you have a little patience, this process will save you hundreds on your next planted tank, and thousands throughout the years. If you are enjoying the video, remember to like and subscribe for more weekly videos to help you in your aquarium journey. When we buy expensive aquarium equipment, our biggest fear is that it won't work properly or that it won't last. But even then, we usually don't take the necessary precautions to keep that from happening. Take a canister filter, for example. Most of us wait until there's a leak or a loud noise to actually look at it. So here's a tip that will save you from buying a new filter every few years. Every time you open your filter for maintenance, take a look at the rubber O-ring and gaskets. Over time, these dry out, crack, and that's how a leak starts. Now, instead of waiting for that to happen, buy a small tube of silicone lubricant. It costs about $5, but it will save you so much more in the long run. Just apply a small amount to the rubber seals every single time you clean the filter. This keeps the rubber soft, you will get a perfect seal, and prevents the motor from working harder than it has to. It's a simple 30-second step that can determine if your filter lasts 2 years or 10 years. And more importantly, it saves you from the thousands of dollars in damage a flooded floor can cause. Another thing that is extremely important is having a check valve for your CO2 or air pump system. If you don't have one and your power goes out, the water can siphon back through the tubing and fry your equipment. There are many steps we can take to protect our equipment, and it is essential that we take those steps if we want our equipment to work properly and last for a very long time. When we buy things specifically labeled for an aquarium, we usually end up paying what I call a hobby tax. This means the price is higher just because it's labeled for the aquarium hobby, which can be an expensive hobby. But if you look outside the hobby, you can find the exact same materials for a fraction of the cost. Take cosmetic sand or gravel, for example. A small bag of branded aquarium sand can be very expensive, but if you go to a hardware store and buy a 50-pound bag of pool filter sand, it's only a few dollars. It's the same natural silica sand. It's pre-washed and is completely safe for your aquascape. The same applies to your hardscape. Instead of buying stones at an aquarium shop, check out a local landscaping yard. You can find lava rock, slate, or river stones for cents on the pound. You are getting the same exact rocks, but you aren't paying for the fancy packaging. I even see this when I go to refill my CO2 cylinders. If you tell them you want food-grade CO2 for a beverage system, they will often charge you a higher price. But the reality is, it's the exact same CO2 coming out of the same tank. By sourcing your materials and your refills this way, you can build a huge planted tank for the same price you would spend on a small one. It's all about knowing what the product actually is and finding an alternative. The absolute fastest way to lose thousands of dollars in this hobby is by being impulsive. We've all been there. You go to the store to buy something else, but then you see a beautiful fish or a cool looking plant and you buy it on the spot without a plan. If that fish isn't compatible with your current aquascape, or if that plant has specific requirements you can't meet, you are throwing your money away. It doesn't mean you can never have it, it just might not be the right time. The best approach to this issue is to never buy anything on the first day you see it. Go home, do 10 minutes of research, and make sure your aquarium is actually ready for that specific species. Otherwise, you could end up losing it in less than a week. This also applies to equipment. There are new things coming out every day, but do you really need them? Most of the time, the equipment you already have is more than enough if you just maintain it properly, like we talked about earlier. By simply having the patience to wait a few days before a purchase, you avoid the monetary and emotional cost of losing a new fish and buying extra equipment you don't actually need. Applying these tips will help save you thousands over the years and make your planted tank much more stable. I want to hear from you. What is the best money-saving trick you've discovered in this hobby? Let me know in the comments below, and I'll see you in the next one.